Welcome back to Brentford, everyone. We are in the month of March. We're very nearly finished with Season 1 already. We made some new signings recently, of course. In real life, Brentford have made a real-life signing of their own. That being Yoane Wissa is now a confirmed, official, announced new player for Brentford. So, in the summer, we will sign Yoane Wissa to the club. We are looking for one more winger. I've removed all of the other wingers I had on my shortlist. Yoane Wissa will come in and join us. They paid about £8.5 million for him in real life. He's valued at $5.5 million. I might be able to do a deal in this save that's actually better than Brentford were able to negotiate with the actual deal. So fingers crossed that goes well for us. We have about £5.6 million available to spend at the moment. I could even try and negotiate that with Wissa now. I might try that. We do have some monthly scouting reports to start us off today, though, so that's too good to ignore, really, isn't it? Even if we just train him up and then sell him on until a later date, 84 to 94 potential is something you certainly cannot turn down. We have a new Norwegian in our youth setup. 5'5", no thank you. Not for the Premier League, anyway. 73 to 87, I'm going to say no to that. I'm going to say no to that. So, there are still some players that... Okay, I'm intrigued. Oh, it's 5'5", though. He would be someone I'd sign and then sell on, because I don't want 5'5" players in my team, really. I don't tend to do well with players that are under 5'7" or 5'8". It just doesn't really click with the sort of football that I play. You are not amazing, but still will give you a chance. So we've got a couple of youngsters that look really, really good. And we're getting some more that look like they might be good. We, at present, only have 2 games this month because one of them's been moved. Who was it? It was the Norwegian. Was it Nikolai Andreasen? It was. He's not that quick. 61 finishing is actually his second best physical attribute. Or sorry, technical attribute. Physically, he's just kind of across the board okay, isn't he? Doesn't really stand out as being someone that would really suit any given position in the forward 6. So I don't really know what to do with him yet. Let me know in the comment section, where should we try and specialise Nikolai Andreasen? Because I'm not sure. Low work rates as well, so he's a blank slate. He could be a centre mid, he could be a winger, he could be a striker, he could be a cam. You tell me. You tell me. You guys are going to know better than me what to do with a player like that. Like I say, games have been moved, so we've Burnley and Liverpool in the month of March. So we will go ahead and play Leicester on the 3rd of April as well. And then tomorrow will be Villa, Tottenham, Chelsea and Norwich. Followed by Wolves, West Ham and Newcastle. And season done. Into season 2 we'd go from there. How much is Yoane Wissa on a week, wage-wise? 20 grand. We could maybe get this done now without having to worry about saving it for next season. If they accept something... Oh. That's actually caught me off guard. I'm going to say no. If I decide to sell Nurgor, it will be because I don't see a future for him in the squad, and currently I do. Will they accept 6.5? Yes, with the sell-on clause of 6%. Now, provided that Yoane Wissa will sign a contract of less than about £45,000, we'll be all right and we'll get the deal done. He only wants a rotation spot. That will keep his expectations down and his demands down. We'll say a 5-year deal. Oh, actually, I have 130 grand in my wage budget, apparently. Disregard the release clause. Oh, for some reason, I thought that I only had about £49,000 left. Signed. Well, we have been able to do a deal that was better than the one that Brentford did in real life. Yoane Wissa will join us next season. We don't need another winger. Potentially ever, with Damsgaard and Burmo, Canos, who's still only 24, and now Yoane Wissa, who's 24, joining us. that's basically our wide players sorted for the rest of the save, I think. Unless we get a bid for someone that we end up saying, well, it's too good a bid to turn down, or it would be realistic to accept, etc., etc. So we'll wait and see how things pan out. For now, though, let's actually do some talking on the pitch rather than in the office, and see if we can't pick ourselves some points up away from home at Turf Moor. Not an easy place to go. Imagine Burnley are going to play some pretty bullish football, but it is a game that we would be expected to compete in, if not win. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save. Make sure you let me know all your feedback in the comment section down below, especially with those youth prospects. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any further videos here on the channel. FIFA 22 is not that far away now at all either, is it? And let's go and see what this Burnley lineup looks like. Burnley do start Nick Pope in goal on this occasion. Barnsley, Collins, me and Peters. Januzaj, new signing on the right-hand side. Brownhill, Westwood and McNeil, with Giovanni Moreno up top alongside Chris Wood. Well, Januzaj and Moreno haven't played against us before for them, so we'll wait and see if they're any good. Presumably well, we know Januzaj came in January. Presumably Moreno did too. We made a couple of signings of our own. Only one of them gets the start here. Damsgaard, of course, maintaining that left mid spot, and Roslu is continuing on at right back as Joel Anderson has to settle for being back on the bench. See what we can do against Burnley here. I hope we might be able to pick up 3 points here, because I don't actually think we're going to get much against Liverpool and Leicester in the other two games today. Free kick for Januzaj. He's just going to whip in, and Rico Henry on his own just brings that down. That was odd. Nobody actually pushed in from Burnley there. And they still nearly score. David Raya rises well to bat that away. The clearance didn't really get the distance on it that I was kind of hoping for when I cleared it with the goalkeeper. Januzaj whips, and Damsgaard can only head behind for another corner. Januzaj will try again. And again, it's poor. He's onside still then. Januzaj, that's a better ball in, but Raya will deal with it. I'll just take my time. I'm not going to rush anything. We do have some space out wide, though. It was actually meant for Jensen not to go as far as it actually did. Something... I haven't clicked with distribution with David Raya yet. And we're nearly a season in. Corner Burma gets that first. Well done. Well, Ivan Toney's got to score here, hasn't he? He can't not. Surely Ivan Toney from their corner. In fact, they're multiple corners. We take the lead. We'd be nowhere without Ivan Toney, wouldn't we? Januzaj forward to Josh Brownhill. Over the top to Phil Barnsley. Gets it down and under control. That's a dangerous ball, and the keeper didn't come for it. Thankfully, Roslu did come and decide to deal with it, because his goalkeeper certainly wasn't keen on doing so. And then Burmo's in behind Eric Peters. He was just switched off. Just straight up switched off. We're going to catch Burnley on the counter-attack twice. Jensen, good save, Nick Pope. Maddison gives Leicester the lead against Everton. Corner will come in here from Jensen as well. Looking for Ivan Toney. It's going to fall for Josh De Silva. He's just going to lay that into Damsgaard. And 3 men are in the way to ensure that we don't have the chance of a second goal. We're playing the better football so far. Albeit it's all on the counter-attack, but we're still playing better football. Although that's a nice ball out to Dwight McNeil. And Burnley could threaten here. He's got option support here from Eric Peters, who just switched off defensively, but he's still getting forward, going the other way. Need to be back defending, pal. Oh, I tell you what, me and David Raya aren't getting on with this distribution lot. Gio Moreno to Chris Wood. Around the corner to Eric Peters, who's onside. Back to McNeil. Nicely to Wood again. He's got... Wow, he only really... Peters there and McNeil with him again. They seem to like hoarding it on this left-hand side. You got the ball in the box, boys. In the box. Oh, dearie me. All right, calm down. All right, play it short with the keeper, Ches. Play it short with it. Jesus Christ, even that didn't work. I was trying to throw that to Rico Henry. Me and David Ryan need to have a word with each other to try and get on the same page, because at the minute we are not. To Silva into Onyeka. Through to Jensen. That's 1-2 maybe. Oh, Ivan Toney's got Josh De Silva running off him. Josh De Silva! Nick Pope at full stretch. Can't keep it out. It's been a little while since we've had a goal from Joshy. But into the back of the net. That flew. This is going to be 3 points, surely. We can't throw it away from here. Burnley haven't really had much other than some possession. They've not really caused me too many issues. He did get fingertips to it, Nick Pope. Perhaps he'll be disappointed that he didn't keep that out. But the left foot of Josh Da Silva has really been superb for us at times this season. And he's replicated that again here. Albanga, 2-0. Peters to Westwood. I'll have that, thank you. Right then, Tony. Everything coming on the counter against Burnley. Their physical approach just isn't working. Even tiny little Mbermo's able to get the ball off them. I'll dink it to try and find... Oh, Ivan Toney, who will not be denied that goal. 3-0 before the break. The first one should have gone in, really. No real excuses, other than perhaps just an excellent save. I'm being attacked by T-shirt. Excellent save by Nick Pope. And to be fair, Popey's only just gotten a toe to it. He perhaps should have done better with that second effort, though. That was just as much towards him as the first one. In fact, you'd argue he probably should have kept that second effort out as well. The first one was just luck. He dived that way, Tony went the other, and he just caught a trailing leg with it. But should he have kept that out? That header? I think he might well have done. 18th goal of the season, though, for Ivan Toney. We really are nowhere without him. Brownhill's kicked that straight against Da Silva, who's then tackled. Well, what was wrong with that? If you're not... There was nothing wrong with that. It was a perfectly acceptable challenge. What's wrong with that? I was in. Actually, properly, fully in for a fourth. And the referee has gone, oh, you fouled him there, I think you'll find. I think you'll find we haven't, mate. That was a cleaner tackle than the first attempt. Is he going to keep that in? He is. I tell you what, it's a decent ball in as well. But Janssen will get rid of it. Well done, Pontus. Ashley Barnes wins it back off the bench here to try and do the business for them. I made some changes of my own just to basically give players a rest and give a couple of others the opportunity to do something. That was a decent effort that Raya saved at full stretch. Win that header, please. Well, up on Burmo. Jensen can't get to it, though, and Westwood will find Brownhill. And Burnley might be finding their way back into the game. Yanis, I can have it out wide. Quite happy with that. Cutting inside, he's actually got the man on the edge of the box here. I think it's Brownhill, isn't it? Number 8 for Burnley. That's a decent delivery, though. And Dwight McNeil has just ghosted in on his own at the back post. And pulls one back. As Derek Ray says, it is almost certainly purely a consolation goal. But Vorslu has just switched off there. Actually, yeah, no, we'll still be Vorslu because I actually, is Anderson on? My change has been made. I think actually Anderson was already on. If he's number 2, which I think he is, then yeah. So Joel Anderson has come on for Vorslu and immediately switched off positionally and allowed Burnley in for a goal, and we don't get our clean sheet. Cheers then, Joel. Well, I think that just proves that we will continue with the lower rated Vorslu at right back rather than going for the higher rated Joel Anderson. Because I mean, he's been solid at right back. I just needed an extra body, but I said that I didn't really want to replace him. And you can see why. McNeil's going to be in for another here, isn't he? You know, Raya with a very important block. There's not enough time for them to get a third. There wasn't even enough time for us to get it back towards the halfway line, but slightly worrying that some players were switching off there in the last few minutes. We're just lucky that we'd already gotten a 3-goal advantage, otherwise we might have been in trouble there. A 10 out of 10 for Ivan Toney, and he's got 18 goals for this league season now, only 2 behind Harry Kane. We are seeming like we're a bit of a one-man team at the moment. Someone said in the comment section that I should maybe sign Ben Foster as a goalkeeper. I mean, I'd be open to it. I'd be open to it. For 300 grand, I'd definitely be open to signing Ben Foster as a backup goalkeeper. I'll say I want more from Ethan Pinnock. I don't necessarily want more from Ethan Pinnock. I'm sure he's absolutely fine. We're up to 8th, although Wolves and Leicester below us have games in hand and can go above us should they win those. We'll stay above if they both draw, though, because Wolves will have their goal difference be 1 worse than ours. We've scored quite a few goals, actually. 42 is just the same amount of goals scored as Chelsea. We've just been conceding quite a few, as you can see. 41 goals is the most scored of anyone down to Burnley in 12th. And to be fair, there's only Leeds, Brighton, Southampton, Watford and Norwich. Only 5 teams have conceded more goals than us. So we know that defensively we're not all that. And if it weren't for Ivan Toney, we'd probably be nowhere near where we are in the league, to be completely honest. But We haven't drawn that many, actually, have we? 13 wins, 12 draws. Sorry, 13 wins, 12 defeats, and only 4 draws. I mean, I'm still delighted with how this first season has gone. I cannot complain. Another international break between that Burnley game and the next upcoming Liverpool fixture. Remember when I was signing Johan Wissa and I said I didn't think that I had as much money as it said I did in my wage budget? I was right. I have a wage budget of minus £37,000. It's let me spend more than I had. And if I adjust it, it just goes 0-0. Have we just gotten away with one there? We've promised Johan Wissa money that we don't have. He signed the contract and is coming to the club. Cheers, game! Signing a player we couldn't afford. Logic? I mean, I'll take it every time. To Anfield we go. Alisson in goal for Liverpool. Trent, Virgil, Matip and Robertson. Naby Keita, Fabinho and Oxlade-Chamberlain with Mo Salah, Roberto Firmino and Sadio Mane. The front three ever the same. The midfield and defence slightly changed. Konate still on the bench. Gerard Moreno also on the bench. The Villarreal striker has clearly joined Liverpool in this save. So they have other better options than they had previously. You'd say obviously Gerard Moreno is better than Divock Origi as a backup striker, certainly. Surprised to see Naby Keita in the starting lineup though, I have to be honest. Although with Gini at PSG and potentially Jordan Henderson, I didn't see him on the bench actually, maybe injured or suspended, then Naby, I guess, gets the nod. Fabinho into Bobby Firmino. I mentioned in a previous episode, and I think there was a bit of confusion when I mentioned it. Oh, it's going to be 1-0, isn't it? Oxlade-Chamberlain's in and scores. When I said I was contemplating simming the big games, I meant when there are more than 3 games in a month. So for Season 2, the current plan is to sim all games against the big 4, 5 or 6. Arsenal, Tottenham, United, City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Sim those only if there are more than 3 games in a month, where obviously we'd be making a decision as to which game to sim anyway. If you would prefer, I will sim all of those games regardless of what is going on in said month, and just it will progress quicker through the calendar. Which way would you like it? Sim all of them regardless, or just sim if there are more per month and stick to the 1 month per episode model that we've been using here on the channel for years now. So 1 month per episode and sim, or sim all regardless. They are the 2 options, and I will do your bidding as for what we'll do next season. So we get an idea of it will be kind of like a second season syndrome, because I'll freely admit this has gone better this season than we expected it to, and next season, well, I mean, it's not out of the realms of possibility that a side has come up from the Championship and done this well, if not better than we're doing, in their first year at this level. So it's not out of the realms, as Bobby scores 2, for us to be where we are. It's not unrealistic for us to be where we are. It happens. But simming all of the big games next year might give us a better idea of where we are as a squad and a more realistic second season at this level. And then maybe, depending on what happens in that second season, in Season 3, we can go for broke with regards attacking the top end of the Premier League. That's what I think would make sense. I'd prefer probably to only sim games when there are more than 3 a month and stick to the 1 month per episode model, just because that's what I'm comfortable with, that's what I'm familiar with, that's what has done well on the channel over the past few years. But if you'd like me to just sim all of the big games regardless and then just work our way through the calendar without... Oh my god, Bobby Firmino's going to score... Oh no, it was Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain scored the first one. Evidently, I need to pay more concentration to actually what's going on. But it's for the betterment of the series that I'm discussing this with you. I just perhaps should have done it when not playing at Anfield. Never mind. Liverpool tearing me apart. They probably would have done that anyway with the way they've been playing, whether I was giving it my full concentration or only 80% concentration. I'm 3-0 down inside half an hour. Yikes. Damsgaard into Josh De Silva. We're getting into their half, lads. We're getting into their half. Jensen looking for Ivan Toney from the edge of the box. Always drifting past the post. The keeper seems pretty confident that that wasn't going to threaten his goal. It was worth a try, though. Got a bit of space off Joel Matip. It wasn't too far wide. A couple more of those. Perhaps just finding his range, Ivan Toney, and we might find ourselves threatening their goal and actually causing Alisson some proper concern rather than just him staring at it going, well, that wasn't ever going to go in, was it? Chamberlain into Sadio Mane. Forced backwards to Fabinho. And here's Bobby. Sadio Mane. Beautiful ball through. Maybe it's not me not paying full attention that is the issue. Liverpool appear to have just fucking turned up. Naby Keita makes it 4, and that's an exceptional goal as well. I don't know where this Liverpool performance has come from. Nice ball around the corner to Naby Keita. Oh, Christopher gets to it, but actually that's worked in their favour. Oh, Mane, good save by David Raya. Very nearly 5 for Liverpool in the first half. It has been a long time since an opposing team has turned up the way that Liverpool have here at Anfield. We've not been put to the sword like this at all in this save, and certainly for a while in any save. I don't really have anywhere to go at the minute. That wasn't meant to go to De Silva. It was meant to go to Mikel, but it's found its way to him, and we do still have possession. That's a nice little turn and drop of the shoulder by Ivan Toney, who's in. And Alisson does what Raya did at the end of the first half, at the beginning of the second. Smothers the shot from close range and doesn't allow the opposing player to get a clean sight at goal. Oxlade-Chamberlain melted by Jensen. His legs just crumbled underneath him then. Probably going to pick up a yellow card for that. Bobby Firmino has runners off him, one of which is the aforementioned Oxlade-Chamberlain. He stood up strong that time. Christopher Raya takes it off him, though, and we will win it back. I think a comeback is out of the realms of possibility, but I wouldn't mind just saving our goal difference if we can. Rico Henry with a diving header. Mo Salah very nearly got there. Fabinho stolen it away. Naby Keita tackled by Pontus Jansson. Still, we try and break on Liverpool when they step to try and add a 5th into Josh De Silva. And there's the run from Jensen. And who's beaten his man, but not beaten the second man in goal. Alisson wants that clean sheet. Mane. Unbelievable dribbling. Just stuck to him. Robertson in behind on the left. It's actually been quite quiet on the wings for Robertson and Trent. A lot of their action has come through the middle. Here's Naby looking for a 5th. Not getting it because he's just hooked that, I think, horribly wide. He did that all of his own. Jensen going off and Cernegor coming on, as well as Janelt on for Josh De Silva too. It's not going to change anything. How are Leicester getting on, actually? Oh, Leicester have scored. Oh, what a run. Go on, Janelt. Off the bench. Leicester take a late lead against Crystal Palace. It's they who we play next, Leicester City. In a game where, well, hopefully we get a better result than this one. Or just... Did he touch that to get it around to Toney? He did. I was kind of hoping he kind of dangled a leg at it, but didn't actually touch it. And Toney would have been onside from the previous pass. One final change for Liverpool. One final minute to go. It's Davies on for Joel Matip. And they will keep their clean sheet. And they'll get a convincing victory. Liverpool batter me. On to the next, I think. Sooner we forget about that one, the better. Atletico Mineiro have approached me for Janvier, who just continually has failed to be able to actually get a move away. £1.5 million is what they've offered. I probably am not going to be able to get much more. I probably shouldn't have even tried to negotiate it. So I won't be too bullish. Give me 1.7 and you can have him. You don't... Fine. Janvier might be on his way to Brazil. Atletico Mineiro coming in for him. Right, scouting reports. Still don't know about you. No, why? Actually, I can't physically afford anyone now, can I? Because I have literally no money left. So now we have to hope that there are no absolute bangers, because we can't afford to sign anyone. Please don't be good. Ah, no, Noah Frederiksen, 6'6". He's going to be a baller at centre back. I hate my life. There's literally, there's no other way for me to be able to raise money either, is there? And at the end of the season, all of those players that are left on that list unsigned, I won't be able to like move to next season. That's it. Once they're gone, once the scouting assignment is finished, they're lost to time. I could maybe make a note of their names. I don't know whether they'd be available on the search functionality if I don't sign them. I don't think so. I've never actually tried that. Ajax with a loan to buy for Weaver. This is a tough one because I said if clubs of sizable reputation come in, then I'd contemplate it. And, well, Ajax or Ajax. Yeah. He's gonna want to, it's an option to buy. So they want a 2-year loan length. Wage-wise, it really doesn't matter. It's the optional fee at the end of it. 5 million. He's got such good potential. Before you comment, no, this isn't me purposefully trying to price them out. This is me truly valuing the quality of a young player that I've got. Why won't it let me propose that new transfer fee? I can only go down. It won't let me go up. So I either have to it won't let me propose a new transfer fee. I'm going to add a sell-on clause. It'll only... That's literally what they offered. I just added a sell-on clause. He's valued at 4.5. They wanted to loan him for 2 years and then buy him for... I offered a fee that was less than his valuation. And they were like, nah. What else can I do there? Fuck my life. I even tried to let him go there. Fine. Whatever. Leicester next. Fucking Ajax. Morons. Kasper Schmeichel in goal. Castagna, Amate, Zubeldia, Fofana and James Justin. Ndidi and Tielemans, that's expected. Maddison sat behind. Iago Aspas, new signing Iago Aspas and Jamie Vardy. Harvey Barnes on the bench. Patson Daka on the bench. Sumari on the bench. Ryan Bertrand on the bench. Such a strong squad Leicester have got now. And they were pretty damn decent anyway. Just getting better and better. Eventually, they will, in real life, get it over the line and finish top 4. Obviously, outside of the season where they actually won the league. You know what I mean? They haven't been able to finish top 4 since. They've come close on 2 occasions and bottled it. We'll see if they can do it this season. I imagine Patson Daka can probably fire them to glory. Such is his quality. Throw for Leicester. Justin quickly tries to get it forward to James Maddison. From James to James. Jensen couldn't turn and play the pass in the same motion. Thankfully, we've gotten it back. Why is Damsgaard coming all the way from over there to try and get that when there was just 2 men stood next to it? Christ's sake. Out wide here to Rosler. Inside to Ivan Toney. It's not really gone my way in any respect today, has it? Apart from that game earlier on. Da Silva, lovely turn. Oh, here comes Zubeldia. Josh Da Silva's left foot is turning out to be very, very trustworthy indeed. We lead by a goal to 0 at home against Leicester. And Burmo. Ivan Toney with the switch. You can see Castagna itching to push forward. Rico Henry should have had a simple, well, he did have a simple pass on there. He's ballsed it up. I caught Vardy from behind there, but the referee didn't see it. Roslu's touch lets him down, and James Justin steals it off him. Here's Iago Aspas. He's left-footed, but he's going to shoot on his right here. And on his right is still pretty good enough. Ah, it's frustrating. All from a misplaced touch from our right back. It should have been a simple interception. They've stolen it back, and we are level at the break. Lovely turn, though. Lovely turn. Take nothing away from that or the finish. It's a good goal. Just never had the opportunity to have it in the first place. Balls. A quiet day so far, Jamie Vardy, but it seems to be sparking into life in this second half until Christophe Royer came across and put a rather firm stop to his progression. It's Josh De Silva. I'm trying to get back to Jensen, who's in a bit of space there. Rurslev is available on the far side. Tony's just offside there, I think, wasn't he? He smacked it into the back of the net, and the keeper could only stand and watch. If I'd have played it there, not taken that extra tiny little touch, he'd have been onside. Iago Aspas off, and Kelechi coming on in his place. They've not gone for Patson Daka on this occasion. Surprised not to have seen Patson at any point other than the very last few moments of the game at the King Power earlier in the season, but going with what they know rather than what they don't. Looks like Iago Aspas has come in and taken that first team spot from even Kelechi, and Patson Daka's barely even had a look in. I can have a look at the stats per team from the other menus, of course. We could have a look and see how much football Patson Daka's getting. But if he's not getting much, or barely any at all, then maybe Patson Daka could be a transfer target. Who knows? That's a hell of a ping out to James Justin. Let's put that down nicely. Off it to James Maddison. Vardy just kind of stands there as a bit of a roadblock, and it works well. Maddison shakes off Roslu. Kelechi does the same to Christophe Royer. Into Vardy. And Leicester lead. Change for them. Vardy off. And, well, presumably Patson Daka on. Janelt is coming on for me, as well as Sergi Canos. He's had nothing to do recently, thanks to the introduction of Mikkel Damsgaard. But Sergi could certainly do something to change things here. Oh, is Patson Daka on for Jamie Vardy? I can't believe Wolford indeed he cut that out, actually. Here's James Maddison. See the pace of Daka immediately looking threatening. Here's James Justin. Verslu will come out to try and deal with it. Does so. Not properly, though. Oh, space for Wilfred Ndidi at the back post. Rico Henry puts his hands to his head, and the keeper's furious, and with just cause. You see, Rico just tucks in with the run of Kelechi, and Ndidi's just free as a bird at the back stick. That's going to be defeat for us here. Patson Daka gets the assist off the bench. Maybe that's how they've been utilising him. You'd have thought that he utilised him for his pace, not his passing and assists, but still making an impact off the bench, which is all you can ask for as a manager. Rico Henry into De Silva, looking for Damsgaard, but Ndidi doing all of the work. He was the one that broke up the previous move as well, and he ended up being on the end of their resultant move from it. Such a good player, Wilfred Ndidi. So good for Leicester. So good for the Premier League, or in the Premier League. Onyeka, Tony. See, just the five in front of me. I can't get past anyone. 2 minutes added on. There's not much time left. We'll look for Onyeka. Quickly through for Ivan Toney. I need Onyeka to go again, which he has done. Can we pull one back? No. Kasper Schmeichel still making the saves. It would only have been 3-2 rather than a 3-1 defeat, but defeat was unavoidable there. Leicester were just too good, and we went in front as well. A really good goal too, but as you can tell from the stats, I didn't do enough. That shot right at the end with Onyeka was only my second of the game. So that will draw us to a close for today. We are 10th as we head into the final 2 episodes of the season. 43 points. I mean, we're only 4 points off Leicester in 6th. If we could have just avoided defeat against Leicester and held it at 1-1. Could have been so much better. 5th is well out of reach, as you can see. But 6th is still a possibility for us this season. But so too could be 12th and or below. Probably 12th. So our range of finishing is 6th to 12th. Which for your first season in the Premier League, not bad. Not bad. Villa, Spurs, Chelsea, Norwich. Then Wolves, West Ham and Newcastle. I will see you for the next one tomorrow, boys. Drop the video a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. And I will see you in the next one tomorrow. And as you can see, 10:15, bedtime.